everybody! It's been about a week since you last saw me, and since that time I got pretty sick. But now that I'm able to breathe again, I figured I would do a September wrap-up, so let's get right into it. As far as books I actually finished this month, there was just one, Legend by Marie Lu. I really liked it, and I just did a review of it last week, so if you want to go check that out, much appreciated. But yeah, it was good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and if you don't know, it's the first book in a YA dystopian trilogy. I'm excited to eventually get around to reading the other ones whenever I can get my hands on a copy. So yeah, I only finished one book this month, but I started a couple of other books. The first one I started after finishing Legend was Dragon Keeper by Carol Wilkinson. And this is not a bad book, but I didn't realize that I think it's really meant for younger readers. A lot of middle grade books can just still be really easily appreciated and loved when you're older, but this one was a little bit too predictable, and just the whole style and structure of the way it's written is just not really doing it for me. So it's definitely not a bad book by any means, but I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I read it a number of years ago. So not really doing it for me now. I've gotten a little more than halfway, but haven't been motivated to finish it this month. So I will get through it just to say I finished the first one, because I'd actually bought the second one first on accident and then got this one. And so I want to be able to at least say I finished the first one, even though I think I'll put off reading the other one for a while. I also just started another book, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I read this for the first time in high school, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But it's been a few years, so I don't really remember it that well anymore. I just remember it having a really big impact on me at the time. And so I wanted to give it a reread, and I never owned a copy before, and I saw this at my campus store. One of my friends gave me a picture, and she's like, oh, look at this awesome cover, and it is really beautiful. And so I went and picked it up. I'm only like 24 pages in, but oh, it's so good already. This leads me into the next thing that I'm going to talk about briefly, which is the books that I purchased for myself this month. I wasn't going to purchase any books for myself this month, but I did. There's really no excuse. I have a problem. At least they were all really cheap, which is the reason I was able to justify buying them in the first place. The first book that I purchased this month was Memoirs of a Teenage Gymnasiac by Sept, and this is a contemporary YA that I'd heard about a few months ago, I think on like Ariel Bassett's channel or somewhere, or maybe a few different places, but it was like $2 or something on Book Outlet, so I couldn't resist. And I think my best friend Jess just bought this too, and so that was also in the back of my head, and just, yeah, I wanted it, I got it. It looks really good. It's a standalone, which is good when you don't have a lot of time to read things, so all of the excuses. Anyways, the second book that I bought this month was City of Dark Magic by Magnus Flight, and oh my god, I looked up the author's website or whatever, and it is like the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, go check it out. You will just get so many laughs out of it. I'm pretty sure this is a pseudonym, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Lemony Snicket, just in like the humor and like what they've done with the persona. It's really funny. But anyway, this book took place partly in Prague, which is where I'm going next semester, so I really wanted it, plus it's fantasy, so 2 of my favorite things. Yes, so I got this from my local bookstore, and I'm very excited about it. It's very pretty. And then there's this beautiful edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Famous Works by Lewis Carroll, or other classic works, excuse me. And oh, just look at how gorgeous this thing is. It's so lovely. And yeah, it was obviously very cheap. Besides Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, it has Through the Looking Glass, Sylvie and Bruno Concluded, The Hunting of the Snark, Phantasmagoria, and Puzzles from Wonderland. So yeah, there's a lot included in this edition, and I'm excited to sort of use this as a go-to when I don't have a lot of time to read, but I really want to read something short. This will be perfect. So I think I'm going to start this extremely soon. So October TBR. Now it seems a little silly to bother with the TBR when I'm in school because I'm so busy, and who knows when I'm going to have time to read, but I specifically brought these 2 books so that I could read them in the month of October, and those are Frankenstein and Dracula. I bought them over the summer, and they're gorgeous, and I've never read them, so I figured what better time to read them than October, when it's Halloween. If I finish nothing else this month, I want to finish these 2 books. So I'll be starting them pretty soon, and I don't know, I feel like I'm just going to be juggling reading a lot of books this next coming month. I'll probably finish a few stories from Alice, maybe a little bit more of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and maybe finish Dragon Keeper, and definitely these 2. But yeah, so that was pretty much my September. Don't really think I have anything else particular to say, so hope you guys have had a better reading month than I have. Hope school's going well for you. Hope you're doing just dandy. Hope you're not sick. like I was. What else? I think that's it. Cool. Okay, this has been a video. This has been a wrap up. My name is Jackie, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!